boy in episode 8. Why? If you haven't even had the serious talk about long distance, dating, marriage, all this other stuff, why are you choosing away relationship or away dates? I just, oh my god. Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Talia Adewale and this is DISBYDEM. We are doing episode 9, parts 1 to 3 of Heart Signal China. Every fucking time, guys. Heart Signal China, season 8. Do all the right things and let's just dive on into this. This was an interesting one. I didn't watch the VIP episodes because I didn't even realize the way I watch it, I'm 2 episodes behind, not even 1. Because the show is done. The show is actually done right now, and I was this close, guys. This close to paying for either Yuku, IQI, I don't know how they say it, or the other one where they're showing it. This close, I was just like, you know what, it's fine. Just rest. We can watch Exchange while we wait for the last episodes because I wanted to just get it over and done with. But like the episode continues, you know, with them on their away games, if you put it that way, and at dinner, you know. Yifan tells the group, she's talking about what they were doing, where they went. Yuhan tries to make it sound as unromantic as possible. He was just trying to downplay it while she was trying to, you know, sell it because it was romantic. Let's be honest, it was romantic. But the man just did not want to be associated with that whole date at that point in time. Sunnyside looks like she... There's an expression we have in Nigeria, say monkey will lick lime. If you know, you know. She looked like that. She was so sour about the whole thing. And I have a thing. I actually have a thing. I have a beef with Sunnyside by episode 9. I was like, you know what? If you are this, what's it called, confused or this undecided, you know why. It's like Lan Lan is so decided that we know where she's going. Dr. Fang so decided that we know where he's going. West Coast was so decided that he left the show when there was no point. Dodo was so decided that we knew where she was headed. You know, if you're this undecided by episode 9 at the end mark, just go with who you like, whether he is perfect for you or not. Because I have a feeling, even though I was screaming, pick action hero, even though I was screaming pick action hero, I still want her to pick Yuhan in the end. Because if she's this undecided, it's because she likes Yuhan. So just go with him. Don't pick action hero and then make his life miserable. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, even when in episode 8, I was saying she should just go with Yuhan and I was singing Yuhan's praise, guys. It's in the context of their triangle. I still think the action hero is a solid man. I really do. And I know he likes Sunnyside. But I still feel like to her, he's second fiddle. Hey, diddle. Seriously, he is. She likes Yuhan and this is why she's so confused. Just go with him and leave us in peace. Please. Anywho, at this dinner point where she was sulking about Yifan, you know, telling them about her romantic movie night and whatnot, I was like, just pick this man and let's leave our peace. Action hero on his own end starts to tell about their date. And she also is just unresponsive. Her head is down, she's not engaging and everything. And I was like, I get it that you're confused, but this man does not deserve this. He has done way too much. Way too fucking much, you know, for you, in order to appeal to you and show you that he is the person that you are looking for you to be this unresponsive. Yuhan trying to downplay the romantic date with Yifan, I get, because he's already told her we are friends. Sunnyside doing this, I did not appreciate at all. I had a serious bone to pick with Sunnyside in this episode. They then all talk about their favorite moments during the entire show. Could care less. I'm just not interested at this point in time. Then they do karaoke and grill. Dr. Lanlan and Dr. Lanlan. I mean, at this point, right? Lanlan and Dr. Fan have their communication and they kind of make up right there and then. She sits beside him. He says that he was really anxious and, you know, basically sad all day because he didn't know where they went. He didn't know when she disappeared and all that kind of stuff. And they just made up right there and then. And you know that these people really have the foundation, you know, for lasting relationship in the future. Still boggles my mind why they were not the ones on the trip. and why Lichon and Black Hat were on the trip. It doesn't make sense to me, guys. No matter how much of their interactions, which I was pissed off, that's Dr. Lichon and Black Hat, no matter how much of their interactions they cut out of this entire production that they've given us right now, it still doesn't make sense that the couple that is the furthest in their communication, in their dating, in their reception of each other, did not go on that trip. I think maybe if I had to guess about anything, maybe Dr. Fang's job would not have allowed for him to take that much time off, or Lalan's job did not allow for it, because it makes no fucking sense to me, guys. I'm just being honest, straight with you. And if they explain it in one of those VIP episodes, please put it in the comment section, because I don't know what the hell is going on. While we talk about comments, shout out to all the people who have been leaving comments as usual. If your comments are not appearing, guys, YouTube you might be blocked. I don't usually block people on this channel though. My other channel, I have over 1,000 people blocked. Is that bad, guys? Oh God, people are just entitled and rude. This channel, I don't even think I have up to 5 people blocked. So if your comments are not popping up, it's because YouTube has been having so many issues the last 2 months with our comments and like section. So please don't think that you're blocked. Maybe if you see a comment, reply to that comment, it will pop up, or just keep posting it. Eventually they might all just pop up at some point in time. Don't think you're blocked. Like I said, I think maybe 5 people, if any, have been blocked on this channel. The subscribers have been absolutely phenomenal. Honestly, fantastic. You guys have smashed it out of the park when it comes to leaving comments and being respectful, and that's all I can ask. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Yuhan then basically sings his situation with action hero Sunnyside and Dodo. Everybody was singing their feelings in this. He looked like he wanted to cry. My thing with Yuhan is that I think he has to mentally prep himself for any encounter that he has to have, because the way Lalan and Dr. Fang just made up on the spot, it was like done deal, sealed, delivered, we're good. Yuhan could have easily approached Sunnyside and be like, how was your day? Did you have fun? I would have enjoyed it more with you. He could have done something. He doesn't know. All he does is hover like a vulture, and then he doesn't really know what to do, and he just freezes up. And I feel so bad for him, because I think that's his personality type. However, I know he has done a lot of growth throughout this episode. I still commend his growth in the season, but I really felt bad that he didn't know how to tackle the situation in this point in time. It was really sad. He then sits down with Sunnyside at some point, but all he does is compliment her singing and nothing else. And I was screaming, oh my God, talk to her. I just defended you in episode 8. Talk to this girl. It's not that difficult. Say, oh, did you have a good day? Mine was okay, but it would have been better with you. One sentence can diffuse any situation. She's not a mind reader. She's not, and she has come to him too many times for her to continue leading the situation. You get me? Huh? The two of them were pissing me off. Action Hero, I thought it was a class act. It was even to the point where it was detrimental to his own peace of mind, because he could tell that Sunnyside was sad, and he could tell that Yuhan was sad, and he was trying to engage them. He's very bubbly. He was being very social. He was singing a lot. He would draw Yuhan, come and sing with us. Like, he literally pressured Yuhan into being a social butterfly during the gathering, the karaoke and grill thing that they were doing there. And I commend Action Hero for doing that. But again, because he had given so much of himself throughout their entire date, only to come and see her sulking face because the guy that she likes was on a date with another person, I think his own social battery just depleted. Because after that, it looked like he went into a straight depression. Ah, God, I felt for this boy. I really did feel for him in this episode. And I was like, this is why I was pissed off at Sunnyside. It's like, this man is good. He is a good man. Yes, I was saying in episode 8 that she should pick Yuhan, but again, in the context of their triangle, guys, in the context of their triangle, because that's who she likes. You get? What she did to him, or what she has been doing to him throughout this entire episode, not intentionally and not maliciously, I just didn't appreciate it, especially when it all came to a head in episode 9. She does make up for it by the end of the episode, but again, it's like, I don't know about longevity. especially when they come out and they're watching this. He does a lot of these VIP episodes where he's reacting to everything that has happened, and he gets to see this, and it's so evident that he's number 2. Nobody wants to feel like that now. He goes off at some point. He walks off to top part where he's sitting by himself. Yifan goes to check up on him, and I'm like, why? Are you guys even friends? I mean, good on her for going to check up on him, but are they close enough to, you know, converse like that? I also feel like maybe she was looking for somebody to commiserate with her, you know, or something. I don't even know. I don't know. I guess the guy she likes the girl that he likes, and I don't know. Shisha went there, and Lalan followed eventually. I met up with them, and Lalan could tell that he wasn't really feeling, that the vibe was really off with him. So she asked if he'd made up his mind yet, and he said no, that he hasn't. And I really felt bad for him because I know he knows who he likes, but the way the girl that he likes is being about the guy that she likes is really rubbing him raw. And I really felt that for him in that point in time. They then skip to the lovebirds, quote and unquote, and shit actually got real for them, and they were talking about, you know, long distance relationships and all that kind of stuff. Black Cat asked direct question. I'm skipping a lot of steps here, guys, but she asks him, are you open to it or not? He was reading us the whole Bible. He could not answer. He eventually said it depends on how things work out. She said, and it's like, give her a fucking yes or no. You've been in 2 long distance relationships now. You are 30 years old. 30, 31. Can't remember, don't care. You are old enough to have a definite answer for this girl. She said, are you in it or not? Are you open to another one? You can say yes or no. What is it depends on the situation? What does that have to do with the price of beer, sir? Huh? Who shut the door and why is the door open? It's basically what he was saying. What kind of stupid answer is that? And it pissed me off. It really did piss me off because you guys know that when it's the 2 of them, I focus on Black Cat, and you could just see the happiness draining from her eyes. And yet again, it makes me question what conversations they've been having in the house for them to choose to go on this date away thing. If you haven't even had the serious talk about long distance, dating, marriage, all this other stuff, why are you choosing away relationship or away dates? I just, oh my God. Not too much now. Anywho, eventually, it gets really dark and quiet. And then she sighs and she said, is it really hard for you to be brave? Do you not trust me or do you not trust yourself? And I love that. Like, she really did give him a verbal smackdown because he was being cowardice. And there's this thing that he does, which is something that I have clocked from even his interactions with Dodo. He is very guarded, guys. He is so guarded. He doesn't know how to let his walls down. And I don't understand if it's because he doesn't trust that these things are going to work out for him, or if it's his trauma that is holding him back. Whatever it is, he doesn't let his guard down. It doesn't matter whether he says he likes the girl or not. And that troubles me because I like Black Cat. I really do like this girl. I was determined not to like her in episode 1 because I thought she was stealing Dodo's man, but by episode 2 she gave me the verbal or the emotional smackdown and said, you will like me whether you like it or not. And I do. I really like her. I like her tenacity. I like her optimism. I like that in the face of her trauma, she's still choosing. She chooses to be happy, and that's what he doesn't do. And I don't know, it really sets me off. Anywho, in the car the next morning, they clear up the misunderstanding. I think that he talked his way out of it, if you're asking me. But they clear up the misunderstanding because she said that she thought that he was saying he's done right after the show and there's nothing going on after the show. But he says, no, that's not what he meant. And I said, then what did you mean, sir? Because you still didn't answer her question whether you are open to a long distance relationship or not. Which is why I said that he talked his way out of that whole thing. Anyways, they were back on being happy again. I could focus on her happy face. Even though you could tell that it was a little bit dulled, she still tried to stay happy on this trip, which she should be. Back to the gang. Sunnyside pulls Johan for a chat. They end up talking. No, they end up sitting down together alone, and he doesn't say anything. And I was screaming, Johan, speak. Fucking speak. She was the one who had to ask, how did you guys decide for the dates? No, even at first he said, oh, nights like this that are nice and breezy are great for watching movies. And I was like, Johan, why remind her that you were on a date with another woman watching a movie outside? Why? I literally just defended this boy in episode 8. Why? then she's like, but you already did that, didn't you? And then he didn't know what to say. Then she then asked him how they decided for the dates, the night before. And he explained that they were up till 4 a.m. actually at a stalemate, just arguing back and forth. And that he decided that he would just sacrifice his choice and pick, and choose different. I was like, why would you say that? Who trained this man in speech? Goodness, Lord have mercy. Even when she asked him, how have you been the last 2 days? He even said pretty good. Not even just fine. He said pretty good. And I was like, that whole thing, I was as stressed out as the host. One of the hosts was just like, she was so stretched. I was just like, oh my God. Bad, sad, and anxious, lonely, I missed you. Any of those options would have worked except for pretty good, Yuhan. What are you doing? God, I felt so let down by him during their conversation. I really did. Anyways, when he tells her that he had to sacrifice, I was like, why would you tell her that she was the sacrifice? Why would you say it was so easy for you to give her up, to keep the peace? I get that that's what you did, but there's so many ways that he could have put it. He could have said that I thought about it and I decided that maybe this was a good opportunity to finalize things with Yifan. That would have been a good statement, because it's not a lie. Because throughout his dates with Yifan, he kept slapping her with friends. Since the girl did not want to understand. Since she did not want to understand, why would he say sacrifice? Anyways, he goes on to make an analogy about her being a flower which is silent but moving, but being a bellflower. All that analogy told me that it was that he did not know this girl at all. And it really reminded me that Action Hero knows her so well. Even before he knew her better, he knew her well, way more than Yuhan has ever known her, which was sad for her, because that this is the person that she actually likes. He then asks her what kind of flower she thinks she is, and she says sunflower, and I was like, yes, sunny side. I was just glad that my nickname for her was apt, and it was fitting, or coincided with what she thought about herself. I just loved it. Everything he would say would just douse the fire. Whatever embers that this girl was holding for him, he kind of just killed it during this date, to be honest. And I think that was the cold shower that she needed. Do I think it was way too late into the game? Yes, but however, I feel like this was the cold shower that she needed to realize that, yeah, maybe she's attracted to this guy, but that's not everything about it. She then asked him questions. She was doing this, this or that. Which would you pick? She said, having feelings for somebody or getting along with somebody, which one will you pick? I will pick getting along, because when you get along with somebody, feelings can develop. You can always have feelings for somebody, but if you guys don't get along, there's no point in it. He says that both are good, but he will choose feelings more. She says both are good, but she will choose getting along more. They then skip over to Action Hero, and he has sat down again, feeling in his feelings about it. And he's talking to Dodo, and I guess he's trying to commiserate with her because he feels like maybe she would understand how he feels. And Dodo plain point says, no, like, I was sure of my feelings, She said her challenge was completed really well and that she did great in her own thing. And I was like, facts. I love a girl who knows who she is. I do think that people should still check up on Dodo. Yes, she's positive. Yes, she literally became therapist in this house, which is what I was afraid of in the beginning. I feel like I said it in one of my reviews, and that's who she became. Yes, she's always giving out positivity, always giving out great advice, and it looks like she's strong. But please, if you know this girl personally, just check up on her, because even strong people need people too. Okay? Everybody was just sucking Dodo left, right, and center. God, that's a bad thing. They were emotionally draining. They were being emotional vampires on Dodo. And yes, she's willing to give the advice. She's willing to help her friends. But she also needs somebody to help her. So if you know her, please just check up on her. This girl is the sweetest girl. One of the best contestants I've seen on any of these shows, point blank, period. Point blank, period. The only person that I can compare to her is Hiji from 19 to 20. But Dodo is just the woman that she is. Amazing. So Dodo then starts speaking life into him, basically, and I think that helped him a lot. She gave him she basically gave him a get your ass out of the dump verbal beatdown, and I loved it. And I think he appreciated it too, because he needed somebody to reset his mind and get him out of that funk. She was like, if you like somebody, the first thing that you think about is if they're happy, and then if they're happy, you're happy as well. But what his own point was that Sunnyside was all about saying how she's what did he call it? How she's fast paced. I don't think I spelled paste correctly. Goodness. How she's fast paced, and yet she has not been able to affirm him in any way. She has not been able to validate him in any way. Like, she's not giving feedback to match her actions. And it's because she's holding herself back because she's still on the hook for Yuhan. And I can totally see where he's coming from and how this whole thing has come to a head for him at this point in time. It is unfair. It is unfair. The least that she could have done was at least give him energy while saying that, yes, although I can't confirm or deny anything at this point, I still appreciate everything that you do for me. None of that. All you do is take from the guy while you're trying to get the guy that you like on the hook. You know, I get where he's coming from. And I think a verbal appreciation would have gone a long way for him than her not doing anything at all and just smiling and sitting there while he does the utmost just to make her smile and make her happy every time. I really did feel for him. Although, but nobody forced him to do it too. So there's that, you know, give and take, choose. We choose, we decide. That's just all I'm saying. Part 2, and then we see the real lovebirds, in my opinion, Lanlan and Dr. Fan, and he drew her this like cute picture, and they're just having a moment for themselves, and I absolutely love it. Sunnyside pulls Dodo for a chat, and she tells Dodo that basically the chat with Yuhan was dead. You know, expectations versus reality. It kind of hit her hard at that point in time. I think she finally accepted during this conversation with Dodo that Action Hero really does understand and get her. But she says she's still confused. I said, just pick Yuhan. Pick Yuhan, let's get out of here. Because I don't want you to pick Action Hero and then dog him out. And I don't... I think Action Hero would be good for her, but I just think because of the way everything has played out, he is second fiddle, and I don't like that. It will weigh on their relationship. It really will. Do I think they can overcome it? Yes. Very much so, depending on how she reacts. If things switch up and she becomes the one who is being more proactive about, you know, taking care of him, engaging, making sure that he's well cared for, you know, all of that, what he has been doing for her all this while, they will definitely last. If she doesn't, it's kaput. Nothing is getting done for them in their relationship. I even wrote it in block letters here. I said, she knows Yuan is not the one, but she can't or just refuses to accept it. Which in my head is like, then just go with him. Whether he's doing what you want or not, just go with him. If you can't decide at this point in time, just go with him. And leave us alone. Biko, I beg you. Bad Boy then tells who was he even talking to? I think he was talking to Action Hero, yeah. Because Action Hero was telling Bad Boy that he just can't feel, like he can feel everything that's going on. He can feel that Sunnyside really is into another guy, and there's just nothing that he can do about it. You know, at this point he sees it clear as day that she's not into him as much as she is into this other guy. And then Bad Boy tells him that the journey is what matters and not the destination. And I like that saying, but that is bullshit in this scenario, because if the destination is heartbreak, what the fuck has the journey taught you? Huh? No, but seriously, I'm asking. I get it that the journey matters, but what is he learning if the destination is heartbreak? What he will learn at that end of the stupid journey is that he will never repeat the things that he did for this girl for another person again, knowing fully well that the signs are there. And that's not what we want. We like a man who cares for his woman. We want that to continue. But why would he, if they're just going to dog him out and break his heart at the end of this thing? Fucking bullshit, Bad Boy. You can keep your saying to yourself. Okay? Nothing on Bad Boy, guys. I was just pissed off in that moment. They didn't get a text that there's one final date, a sunset hour date. And it's first come, first serve. I didn't even know it was just the one. I thought maybe multiple people. But we see the next day that Sunnyside is walking towards somebody, and it ends up being Yuhan. And they have this hot air balloon dates. She then started doing this, you know, this versus this, which you should pick. She said sunrise versus sunset. He said sunset. I like sunrises, even though I hate waking up in the morning. There's just something about the sun rising in the morning, just like she said, hope, the beginning of another day, you know, and then the color variation. Sunset does give you that as well. But I just love the hues of a sunrise, and I would prefer a sunrise over a sunset. even though both are beautiful. Said mountain versus sea. He was sea, she was mountain. Said okay. The balloon, they talked for a bit. I really kind of clocked off at this point because I was just over. I was over it. I was over it at this point. I was just over it. And then when they landed, the balloon deflating, honestly, for me, it wrecked their relationship. At that point in time, it was like, it's the end. She even said it. She said it's the end at some point. I was like, that could be significant in some way, shape, or form. I just felt like it was a little too late. Yuhan did all the right things. He was engaging. He was questioning her. He was answering her questions, like answering a lot of her questions. He was smiling. He was telling her how, as soon as he got the text, he hadn't even finished. He'd sent her name, Chichi, and everything like that. He was doing all the right things. But for me, I felt like it was a little too late. If you're thinking about things, grand scheme of things, I will commend him. I think he has changed considerably. His growth has been slow, kind of like him, but there has been growth. And I feel like whatever lessons he has learned here, he should be able to implement in his life moving forward. Hopefully, if he doesn't get the girl, he can use whatever lessons he learned here to be more proactive in his love life in the future. Then we go back to the lovebirds, and Lee Chan had prepared a graduation gown for her, and he made her cry and everything. He wanted to be there with her for her graduation. So there's hugs and pictures. Guys, why did he hug her with one hand? Oh God, oh Jesus. It was giving little sister. I get that his camera was in the other hand, but it doesn't matter. Oh, Jesus, that hug set me off. I'm not going to lie. That hug set me off. And I know a lot of you say it's because I don't like Lee Chan. And that is valid. However, you still need to read body language. And I have said it from the beginning that his body language gives closed. Whether you think it's true or not, guys, his body language has always given closed. And that one-handed hug just irked me. It irked me. Moving on. Part 3. Oh, and you know what? When she was crying, he even made a statement that really, I was like, what the actual F? He said, I envy that you can cry. I'm just going to drop that nugget there and move on. Sorry. Part 3, we see the group and they're all driving back. Bad boy, I think, finally has accepted his fate because he did not get into the car with Lan Lan and Dr. Fang. Yifan gets into the car with action hero Sunnyside and Bad Boy, and she just had to point it out that Yuhan and Sunnyside were the ones who got the sunset date. Yifan, go home. Just go home. You're not helping. At least Dodo is helping people with their emotional trauma throughout this entire thing. Yifan, go home. Why? Why did she need to point it out? They all knew. She just sent action hero into another depression. I was like, for the love of Christ, Yifan, go the fuck home. Enough is enough. Jesus. I was so annoyed. I was annoyed, man. Dr. Fang gets very nervous during his drive with Lan Lan. And he is talking about, how he felt and everything. It sounds very possessive. And I'm okay with that, guys, because the man has already told us from the beginning that he is a possessive lover. When a man tells you who he is, believe him. Because I know a lot of comments were like, oh no, that he's too possessive and everything. I said, there's nothing, he has told you. So there's no need to be shocked about it. If he didn't tell us that he was, and now he's showing possessive tendencies, I'll be like, okay, at least warn us from the beginning so we know what to expect. He has already told us, and he has only been possessive about this one person. And honestly, she's equally possessive about him. So I'm okay with it. Let's just move on. Action hero is depressed, of course. And Dodo tells him that he should just cherish his time in the house at this point. That there's nothing else that he can do. And he knows that he has given it his all. So he should just continue being who he is and living the way he's been living. They all sit down for one last awkward dinner. Yuhan does get rejected twice because he and Sunnyside are back from their date. He asked her if she wanted something. She said no. He asked her if she wanted rice. She said no. He then gets up and says the rice is really delicious. Do you want? He was doing everything that I think she would have appreciated like 6-7 episodes ago, and he has started doing it now. So again, right moves, wrong time. I just thought that it was a little late. He then goes on to, happily tell the group what they did about the hot air balloon. Sunnyside was not interacting yet again. Her head was down. I was like, God, I was tired of hiding this episode. I'm not gonna lie. She then tells Dodo later on in their room that interacting with Yuhan was exhausting. I said, God, I beg go. Exhausting is a choice. It's a choice. That's a choice to use. Dodo then tells her to just do what feels right to her. She sits alone for a bit. She's thinking about things, and then out of nowhere, I think she made a decision. Taps into probably her old self, gets up, and just speed walks right through the house. I think she goes past Yuhan and Yifan and goes straight out of the house. We knew that she was going to look for Action Hero. Yifan was like, "Where are you going, Chichi?" It's like, "Mind your own fucking business. Get out of here. You're not supposed to be here anymore. Get out of here." Everybody was annoying me in this episode. So actually, Sunnyside does go and find Action Hero. He was sitting alone again at the top of the world, is what they call that viewing place. I think he was even sleeping. As soon as she drags over the chair and she sits down, he gives her the 3 compliments, which is something that he said that he would do every single day. I didn't even bother to check because personally, I don't think she deserves it. I was so mad, guys. I was so mad. And when I say that, I mean just in this episode, guys. Just in this episode. You know how I have been happy that 2 men have been willing to, you know, court this girl. I just think that she stretched this decision too long. The decision was clear from the dinner with her mom. The decision has been clear even before that. You go where somebody is giving you energy. That's where you always go. I get it that you can't force the likes. Then end it. If you know that he is not first fiddle, if you know that he's not your first choice, cut him loose. That's all I'm just saying, right? So she said that she was very proactive in this conversation, which I liked. She switched the tables. She didn't let him do all the work this time. She was the one who came to him. I think this was probably the first time that she had approached him first. And she was the one who was engaging. She was the one who was asking questions. Action Hero said, "What did you think of Yuhan?" Straight up. Because she told him, ask what you want. Just straight up, let's just put everything on the table. So he asked, "What do you think of Yuhan?" So he said, "I don't know him well enough." Action Hero said, "Do you think you know me?" She said, "I think I know you pretty well." And I was like, nice. There was this Charlie and Chocolate Factory soundtrack that was playing. And it was so nice. I really liked it. I liked it so much. It really accented the conversation perfectly. They had a good conversation, guys. And I think that was truly the beginning of the first day for them. And I think she's going to pick him at the end. I don't think she's picking Yuhan anyway. Then we come back to Lichon and Black Cat. And they're still talking about some heavy things right now. He couldn't sit still on that roof. He was fidgeting a lot. It was almost like he didn't want to be there, but he wanted to be there. There's a lot going on with this man, guys. There's just a lot. The never uncomfortable energy. I just don't appreciate it in somebody that is supposed to be falling in love. It just doesn't sit well with me. And I feel like every time we see him, every single time we have seen this man, he has been a different person. Does he have split personality disorder? Does he have multiple personalities? Clock it, guys. Go and rewatch it. I really did, because at one point with all the comments and all this thing, people saying that, oh, we're doing too much on him, that they lied, he didn't like Dodo, which I think is true, actually, just the way it was edited. I went back and I watched it just to make sure that I wasn't raging on somebody, a good person, you know, because that would have made me sick to my stomach. I wasn't raging on a good person. He was a different person every single time we met him. Go and check. Anyways, they were talking about his previous relationships and how, because they were long distance, he only got to spend weekends with his girlfriend. He said the previous relationships lacked companionship and that he needs companionship. I said, then why sign up for a long distance relationship? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
What do you want? Black Cat, see the writing on the wall and run. Save yourself. It's not too late. Hey, it's not too late. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And why didn't they have these conversations before they went on this couple thing? Why? Why are they having these conversations now? It's too late to be having these conversations. Oh, the next morning we see all the girls. Everybody's dressed up. The girls are looking fine as hell. And then Dodo brings out letters for everybody and gifts. And obviously she's leaving. I don't appreciate that they kept Dodo on this show to be the emotional therapist for the house. I don't. When Lichon and Black Cat left, she should have followed them straight up. She and Jue should have left together. To be honest, not because I don't like seeing her, but because there was no point of her remaining on the show. There was no point. They know it, she knows it. So the fact that Action Hero was surprised that she was leaving, I was like, what do you mean you're surprised? What is she staying here for? I actually think that she and Action Hero would have made a good couple. I actually think they're both emotionally mature enough to sustain a healthy relationship. Not saying that Sunnyside isn't emotionally mature, but again, Sunnyside has her own things that she's dealing with. She likes somebody else more than the person that she will end up picking. That's just facts and stats, unless she picked Yuhan. But I think she's picking Action Hero, and I know that she doesn't like him as much as she liked Yuhan. Now she can let go of that. Like, I think maybe she's been disillusioned, you know, about Yuhan, and she might be able to let that go. And I hope that she does, because I think she will have a very, very fulfilling relationship with Action Hero if she lets it happen. It's all on her at this point. But if Sunnyside was not part of the equation, Yuhan, Action Hero and Dodo would have made a very, very beautiful couple. But yeah, Dodo left. We see the montage of Eileen. Oh God, my girl. I'm glad she's leaving, but I hate to see her go, guys. I'm glad she's leaving. There was no reason for her to stay on this show and just be emotionally stressed continuously while feeding positivity and just giving her life force to other people. There was no need. I do appreciate how she was edited throughout the show, because she is truly a decent person. And I will say this again, if you don't like Dodo, ask yourself why. Because the girl there's nothing to dislike about the girl. I even think that the thing that you can dislike about her is the fact that she's just too positive. That is the only thing that you can dislike about her. Even when she was talking on that final date with Lee Chun, and she was saying that she had basically stalked a friend, followed her continuously until the friend gave her time of day, and you know, her personality trait. And I was like, no, that Dodo is all the shades of the rainbow, while Lee Chun was black and white. And for me, I like a mix of both. That is the perfect balance. So if she can learn to balance out, you know, all of that giving, she should. She's this deserving. God have mercy. She deserves to receive as well. So if she can balance that out, I think she'll be the perfect, well-rounded girl. I want one rich Chinaman, rich, handsome Chinaman. Personally, West Coast would be my choice, but I don't think she's attracted to him, so it is what it is. But I want one rich guy who will appreciate and love her for who she is, to snag this girl up and just tie it down. Let her have her children and live her life in peace and wealth and happiness. That is my prayer for Dodo, guys, because I just appreciate her so much. Like I said, I didn't do the extra episodes because I just didn't. I probably will watch them before I watch episode 10. And I don't know if we're getting a reunion episode or if that's one of the episodes for part 10, but we'll see when we see. But anyways, guys, I didn't think that I'll be here sitting here for about 35 minutes to 40 minutes. Did not think so. But some people really annoyed me this episode. I don't see how they're going to turn this around, but we're here anyway, so we're going to wrap it up. I can't wait to watch the last ones and do the review on it. But yeah, be sure to do all the right things. Leave those comments, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. So life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason.